Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Pokemon Firered playthrough. So, I was able to level up all our guys up to level 30. I know the next level cap is like 41 or 43, but you know, I don't want to go too high. So we have Bulb at 30, we got our Dragonair now, so right when I got to level 30 it evolved. Then we have Remy at level 30, Deceiving, Inferno, and then now we have an Electrode for Electro. So we're gonna now tackle the V-Gamer X again, our rival. Hey, I'm not gonna read it, but yes. So I hope you go easy on me this time, because each time we've battled, because I've lost a Pokemon to you. That's not ideal. I do not want to lose another Pokemon to you, cuz. Please don't do it. There we go. Gyarados, we'll keep Electrode in. I'm gonna take my attack down with So, I know in a few videos ago I said I started watching Batman the Animated Series again, and I finished it. So, I gotta say, I wish I did it sooner. And as a kid, I grew up in the late 90s, so I saw reruns, and I saw mainly the new animated adventures of Batman. And then I'm now watching the animated adventures of Superman, or of Superman the Animated Series, because I never got to really see that. I might have seen, like, tidbits, but I never got to really watch the show, and I'm enjoying it so far. And then I've already rewatched Justice League myself. Just because growing up, that's the one I remember always seeing. It was on Cartoon Network. Me and my cousins would watch it when we went to our great-grandparents' house. Like, the Justice League, that's my DC show growing up. Please run me. Because it's Charmeleon, not Charizard yet, so Dig will still work. And then I'm gonna, once I get finished with Superman the Animated Series, I'm torn between watching the new Superman show that came out, and then the Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond, because I saw like maybe a few episodes, but I never really watched the show, and it looks fun. Of course, I had to watch Static Shock, which I never watched growing up as a kid, because I wasn't really, on 4Kids, I was more into, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Pokemon, stuff like that is what I watched on 4Kids. I never did watch the One Piece show that they had. So, well, maybe, I might have to switch Bulb out with someone else, because I can't very well hit any of these with Tackle. You see how much Razor Leaf does. Am I worried for nothing? Oh, I can, if they're not too... Yeah, I might actually switch them out, because that is scary. Sorry, Bulb, I'll have to switch you out. So we're gonna swap into, I think Draco can do some damage. I'm gonna play it safe. We're gonna play it safe and use Remy, because I think Remy still has Bite. No. Then it's Inferno, man. Get all mixed up. Okay. So, hopefully we run... Oh, so I forgot, you can get a Cubone or a Ghastly in here. So we're gonna hope for a Ghastly. Can it appear? Come on. Maybe I gotta be another floor up. I'm kind of hoping for a Ghastly because that'll help us with Sabrina. Not that I don't like Cubone, but just no Cubone, please. That controller's sticking again. I think one of my favorite themes of Pokemon is the Poke Tower. Every time I hear it, I just kind of jam to it because it's sad, but it also like has a I guess the word would be a the phrase would be a haunting tune to it because it's sad, but at the same time, you know, it's like it's to show like the place you're in, right? I don't want to be cursed with you, but thanks for the offer, I guess. Beat me not. Okay. Yeah, I've just been watching a lot of old cartoons. I've been catching up on the Marvel shows I've been like putting off. I gotta watch X-Men 97. I think that's the name of it. But I've been putting off like I'd never watched The Winter Soldier and Falcon. I started the episode and I fell off it. It was okay show. I wasn't. It's kind of, again, my issue with the shows is they bring back certain villains or certain adversaries, right? And then out of nowhere, they kill the person in the show, and it really hits me every time they do that because it's like, Disney, I'm not going to question you. You own the property. But this could have been a great person in a movie that would have been a decent challenge, like in Winter Soldier and the Falcon. They bring back the French guy from Winter Soldier. So, or no, I did not hit A. Darn it. So, I'm gonna have to look up where we find the move. Oh, that's annoying. I'm so used to hitting B. And I was talking. So, anyways. So, like, I feel like he could have been a decent threat to, like, the non-superpowered Avengers. Because he even, like, put up a decent fight against Captain America. He still lost, but the fact that he put up a fight against a super soldier means he's a decent fighter. Okay, so the nickname changer is supposedly here in Lavender Town. So let's make sure he is after this because I want to use that Ghastly. But so like that's kind of my issue with Disney currently. It's just I hate saying this, but they waste characters, man. I mean, him, he's still alive and running. Well, he's now in prison again, if you watch the show. But anyways, what's his name? He's a big part of Hydra. The villain from Civil War and who kind of plays a part in the Winter Soldier and Falcon. I can't remember his name, but he's a big threat in Marvel, right? He's got a magical sword, his family's wealthy, which I'm glad Winter Soldier touched on. And so, like, he's a decent threat to people, but they constantly use him to like have a uncanny hatred against super soldiers, which I get what they're going for. Their whole point is that him and Captain America in the comics have a long rivalry, and Zemo. And Zemo hates super soldiers because Captain America thwarts all his stuff and constantly makes like him, you know, fail in front of Hydra. But like, he doesn't like any of the Avengers, to be fair, because they do the same thing, so he'd be a good villain to like... In Winter Soldier, if he would have escaped and caused ruckus, would have been better. Yes, would have had put Bucky and Winter Soldier, Bucky and Falcon at odds with the Dora Milaje. Okay, so what? In the comic books, one of the biggest civil wars is Wakanda versus the the Avengers versus the X-Men. And Wakanda is like a pivotal point where the X-Men actually wage war against Wakanda. And since Deadpool 3 supposedly is supposed to bring the X-Men into the MCU, it would have been a perfect setup, right? Because, you know, then instead of Winter Soldier and Falcon being on the Avengers side, maybe have them work with the X-Men because, you know, they're against the Dora Milaje is not like seeking their help. Or another way, use that war to bring Bucky and Sam in better graces with Wakanda after their blunder, right? So I feel like they wasted Zemo. They definitely wasted Strucker, who's another top-ranking Hydra agent who's terrifying. So like a lot of the times they take a high-ranking Hydra agent and then they just immediately, yeah, he's done, boom, we beat him. No, they're actually scary individuals that, you know, might not have powers but use magic in place of it and give the Avengers a run for their money. So why are you wasting them? I mean, they did that with Killmonger. Anyways, so just to make a long story short, and I'll name other people I feel like they wasted. Disney and Warner Brothers, as much as I love DC and Marvel, the movies have the worst kind of thing, in my opinion. And what they do is they kill off villains who would make a really decent threat later, immediately when they join. So, the movies that I kind of give leeway to are the movies that start like the franchise. I understand that, you know, killing off is what they did in the day, right back in that day. So Iron Man, understand he kills Ironmonger. Annoyed Ironmonger is actually a pretty interesting villain and can give Iron Man a run for his money. But so what, you know, this is what started the MCU, no complaint. The Incredible Hulk, thank God they didn't kill Abomination. Great, so Abomination's there. Captain America, the Red Skull, didn't necessarily die, so good. And then Thor didn't kill Loki. So they were doing things right until they got to me, after Avengers is when things started going awry. Because they started like Iron Man 2, which is technically is right before Avengers. They kill Whiplash. And when they did that, I love Jon Favreau, but I was just like, why? Why would you kill Whiplash? Whiplash and Iron Man are like Hulk and Abomination, Captain America and Red Skull, Thor and Loki. Their main villains, or their main contenders, right? Iron Man is the main hero, Whiplash is his main villain. Ivan Vanko versus Tony Stark. It is something that's been going on for a long time in comics. And then in number 2, you kill him. And you know, it's like, man, there goes Whiplash. Now we can get the other Whiplash, because I'm not saying there isn't other Whiplashes. But you killed like the main Whiplash everyone knows, Ivan Vanko, the one who kind of has the biggest grudge against Iron Man for the all the right reasons, right? And then, you know, 3 gave us the Mandarin, which I refuse to call him the Mandarin because, look, I get not wanting to step on toes and show the kind of racist depiction of the Mandarin in the original comics, where he was an old Chinese-looking dude with a long beard, and it was the stereotypical Chinese, like, old man. Don't show it. I respect it, and heck, I would prefer you not to show him. But Iron Man Armored Adventures gave us the Mandarin who was in this gigantic black suit of armor, who had the 10 rings on his fingers, who was a major threat while looking cool and original. Why didn't we go with that Mandarin? And while I liked Shang-Chi and the 10 rings, those aren't rings. Those are bracelets, okay? Cool. We're leading into the whole alien technology stuff. Awesome. The 10 rings are magical. And if you guys want to start bringing in people like Dr. Doom, you cannot keep saying, oh, this is alien technology. Some villains are magical users, like Dr. Doom. His entire suit is magic. He can perform spells. So if they bring him in and make an excuse that his armor is from the stars, I'm going to be annoyed and be like, no, his armor's from Earth. It is regular steel armor that is infused with magic, making it impenetrable. So it doesn't have to, yeah, it's not vibranium. It's not adamantium. It's normal iron or steel armor that was basically fused with magic, making it indestructible. That is a cool storyline. And the 10 rings, the reason there's 10 of them is each ring contains an element. Wind, fire, water, earth, lightning, ice. Each ring contained an element, making the Mandarin a threat because he can control the elements against you. So, oh, you wanna try to come at him with fire? He just turns the water or the ice ring on, and now it's negated. Oh, you wanna try to come at him with claws, like let's say Black Panther? He could easily push him away with a wave of his hand by activating the air ring. So it's like the rings the Disney added are cool. And I think it's interesting how it plays more in a martial arts thing, because when you use the rings, you can like either chuck them like projectiles, you can use them as a blocking, you can use them to bind someone so you can grapple them, or you can use them to enhance your punches. That's all well and cool, but we already had cool and interesting rings from the original, and we wouldn't have to use the old design that Marvel had that we all agree was a wrong design, but at the time that's what they used. We have a new design that from Iron Man Armored Adventures that looks badass, that is not racist in any point, and it's just a cool looking armored wizard. So I just feel like Disney dropped the ball on that one. Not saying I hate Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. I love Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. It's one of the movies that I'm annoyed I didn't watch, like Guardians 3. I put it off so long because I was terrified on what was going to go on because of how, you know, Disney's Marvel movies coming out have been. They haven't been all that good lately, except for Wakanda Forever, which, oof. That movie is just pinnacle. I think that's the best movie of this current phase. Right? And so, while I liked Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, and I think Disney did a good job depicting Shang-Chi and his father, who's the Mandarin, I just wish they would have taken a different route than, you know, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, Disney-fying it, you know? It's kind of, to me, Disney-fying it is when, like, Disney is like, I'm gonna take this source material and make it my own. Nothing wrong with that. You know, original ideas are welcome. But if you have a cool, like, thing already, you don't have to change it, you know? The 10 Rings were cool. Cool making your own design, but, like, I would not call them the 10 Rings. I would call them, like, maybe call them, like, the 10, can't even think of a decent name. Like the 10 ancient weapons, the 10 something, right? Because they were found in ancient China, which, okay, 10 ancient weapons or whatever. But calling them the 10 Rings, it just rubs me wrong because those were not the 10 Rings I grew up watching on TV or hearing about from my friends who read the Iron Man comics, you know? And it's like, my biggest annoyance with Disney is the Black Widow movie. Now, before you guys go, you didn't like that movie, it's not that I didn't like the Black Widow movie. They did a good job bringing Red Guardian in and talking about the I don't remember what the Black Widow cell is called. The Red Room. Bringing the Red Room in and bringing all of that in. I thought that was well done. Introducing another person who's been under the influence of Black Widow, who's Black Widow's younger sister when she was in America on a mission. Well done. And I think the guy they picked to play the Red Guardian, perfect choice. I think he did a great job. I don't really know his name off the top of my head, but I know he's the sheriff in Stranger Things and he's Hellboy in the new Hellboy show. But then you use Taskmaster. And I was excited when Taskmaster was in it. I was like, we're going to get a great setup for a villain who is a threat to every Avenger, including the Incredible Hulk, just because he knows every ability. He sees it once, he learns it, he can use it against them. This is going to be awesome. And then they gave me that Taskmaster, which, tragic backstory. The girl of the director, you know, his daughter, who Black Widow killed, not knowing that the director wasn't there, and etc. All that. Tragic backstory makes for a perfect villain. But she's not Taskmaster. Taskmaster is a criminal whose dream is to open a school for criminals to teach them how to be better criminals. That's the Taskmaster I grew up with. That's the Taskmaster that everyone is just like, ooh, you are a danger, you know? But now we got this Taskmaster, and I'm just like, that's not my Taskmaster, I'm sorry. Interesting backstory, interesting character, like the motivation, makes them a good threat for the Avengers, because the Avengers back up Black Widow. But then, at the ending of the movie, they make her a good guy, and I'm just like, no, that is a good villain. That's a good villain for the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, the X-Men. You name the group, and Taskmaster is probably a decent villain for them because he can learn their abilities and use them against him. And I don't mean like he can grow metal claws and stuff, but he will like make weapons that kind of allude to them and then use them against the people in question and their fighting style. That's a cool concept. That makes him a threat. But then they do all this and I'm just like, no, like he was already doing his normal shtick. He was using a capped shield, and he was using a sword, he was using a bow, and even if it was she's doing this, but no, it's just, it's not my Taskmaster. And my sister always tells me, she goes, look, Tim, it's gonna be different. You know, they're gonna have to do different things because it's movies instead of TV shows, and it's not a book series, so they're gonna have to be limited. And I wholeheartedly agree with her. Oh, I should have not made Inferno my second. I was trying to not over-level him, but that's okay. I think we'll just do it. You know, that's okay. I get that. But there's a lot of source material that they don't use that they could make great. Like, any of the villains they've used, they've done a decent job. Like, I don't think Loki's quite as what he was in the comics, but like that's an example of them taking a villain and making him, like, in my opinion, a good version of Disney-fying him. Heck, Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, to this day blows my mind that he brought that villain to life. And it's still pretty much the original Killmonger. It still has all his motivations and stuff, so it's like, to me, there's no excuse that they can't do that again. I wish Disney and Kevin Feige So I know he's a fan of, do I have the town map? Please tell me I do. I had a feeling I didn't pick it up from Daisy. I think what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna kill this Snorlax and catch the one in the route near Celadon City. Because I would rather fish in this route than get a land encounter. Because I know there's people who say you can get an encounter in the grass and then you can get an encounter while fishing. I'd prefer just one land encounter or one water encounter, whichever you're gonna pick. But like that's some of my beef with Disney recently. Is I don't hate it. I do love Disney. Son of a gun. Do I have a Pokey toy? Let me see everyone's defense stats and see who I'm going to toss out. I don't want to lose Deceiving, but if I do, there's water types I can catch that I won't mind using. Okay. That was XP, but it was gonna hurt. Okay, there we go. We'll stop in this house, get ourselves a super rod, so when we come back here, we can actually fish. Fishing Guru, yay! Thank you. Why? Why? Why every time do I have to deal with that stupid exploding crap, man? I'm jigging just in case this thing does self-destruct as well. Like, good luck. Dude. See, that, like, randomizers, that's the big reason when we do a randomizer Nuzlocke for this channel. I just do not randomize legendaries. I make them, like, only able, like, I basically what I do is I make, I can't go there, I don't care. Basically what I do is I make, for example, trying to think for a second. So for example, I'll make like all the grass encounters only be like non-legendaries in Pokemon, and so it's basically pseudo legendaries or below, right? And then I'll make all the legendaries basically static encounters, like legendaries will be spots with other legendaries. I don't mind that. Like, the whole fact that they could be any Pokemon legendaries, I think is okay for certain. Like, if you want to do that's okay. But for me, they're like supposed to be this post-game thing you get. So I will randomize it like that. Man, I am just tired. So we're gonna get to like the end of this route, and then it's probably gonna, this video's probably being a two-parter because then it's battling a bunch of other people into Fuchsia. And then I'm probably gonna run up to Celadon again real quick to go through that one area with the tree, so I can go get us Fly. And I won't be getting the encounter in the grass there, so don't worry if you're like, oh Tim, there's an encounter there. We're gonna get the Snorlax, so the Snorlax is in the same route as whatever is in that grass, which is pretty much Dodrio. So we'll focus on the Snorlax. I want to get to Fuchsia City first so I can get some Ultra Balls. Make it easier to catch him. We're so close. So close to getting ourselves a Venusaur, which, ironically, yesterday was the VGamer X's happy birthday, or was VGamer X's birthday, so happy birthday, cuz I know I saw you and said happy birthday, but happy birthday. And so he was talking to me about my Nuzlocke because he was looking for it, so I sent him a link to my channel so he could find it. And I was like, you're gonna be shocked in the first episode who I choose for a starter. And he goes, a non-fire type starter? Because for me that's unheard of. I've always choose the fire type starter. Save the first time I went against it was when my cousin Mason, who picks the water type, picked Torchic and Emerald. My cousin Wyatt picked Mudkip. I picked Trico. It's the only time I've went against a fire type starter. And so it was shocking to him because in every game since, even though I don't really like the starters in or Black and White, I choose the fire type. I'm told I'm good for a kid. Good for you. So I understand the shock when he was like, "Really?" It's like, yeah. Do shockwave. And that's the main reason I have Electrode with us right now, is because he's the only answer to flying types right now. So I'll use him. If I get like a shelter when I fish on the route up ahead, I will definitely replace probably Gyarados with the shelter for now. And if I get a Tentacool, I'm gonna actually use it in place of Gyarados because I know how tanky Tentacool is, and I want that tankiness. It'll get rid of Intimidate, but I kind of want that over Intimidate. That is gonna be the plan when I get there. And I don't remember if Venusaur is 32 or 36. So we'll see. If it's 32, we're about to get him right now. Okay, so I'm going to end the video right here, and then we'll continue it in a moment. See you guys.